What's up, guys? I hope you're having an amazing day. I just wanted to quickly show you how you test or how you should test ad creatives in 2024. How we test them. I'll also show you an example in an ad account so you can see how this actually looks like when you set it up. So the thing is, I get this a lot when I talk to e-commerce founders and their marketing teams. Like, how do we test new creatives? Okay, like how should I test it so that we have, let's say, the best results and the best learnings also. So there are two ways that we see working, right? You can pick and choose, although I will recommend one that is, just going to help you scale easier on the long term. I'll show you an example also there. They both work, right? But one has slight advantages, especially that compound over time. Before we jump into how you should test, first let's make sure that you don't do one of those three mistakes. So those are the ones that you should definitely avoid, which is number one, test creatives that are not based on solid research and lead the traffic to a non-converting offer, right? This is like, besides how to test it, like in the ads manager, how to set it up, all those technicalities, make sure that you have this dialed in. I have a bunch of videos already on my channel that you can check out there. Also, we have a free school community where there's a full module where you can see how you do research. It's completely for free, how you can do research, how you can do offers that are irresistible and help you scale easier. So make sure to check this out prior to going through this video. Then the next thing is, test interests and lookalikes, and this ties into the last point also as well, which is really like overcomplicating things, right? So just as an example, interests, this is a depreciated feature from Facebook, right? So Facebook developers, they're not working on interests actively anymore since years, maybe 5 or even more years, right? So and you might see the notifications that pop up in your ads manager. This and that feature got depreciated. So it's not a reliable strategy going forward, because if you base all of your targeting and efforts and scaling on interests that could be depreciated or just turned off next week, this doesn't really make sense, right? So I wouldn't go into this. Like, there are a bunch of guys also here on YouTube and on other channels that say, oh, you need to test like 50 different interests, then you test lookalikes and all of that stuff. But to be honest, like, broad is the best targeting, and you just need to put more work into your creative, right? This is what people try to avoid with like setups like these. They try to hack Facebook, which at some point might have worked, but going forward is not going to work anymore. So don't waste too much time in like crazy campaign setups. And I will show you one, like, it's super simple and easy, but rather take this time and effort and use it into optimizing your offer, your creatives. All right. Also, like, as I said, there are a couple of videos on my channel already. There will be more in the future where you can really see where I explain step by step how to avoid those things. So if you're really lazy, just make sure that you do the research part, right? If you're really like in love with your campaign setup, I will show you one that will change everything for you in that regard. But if you're really lazy, just do the research part. Okay. All right. Then the new way to test. What's the new way to test? The new way to test is very, very simple. I'm going to explain it here, and then I'm going to show you an example in an ad account actually. So first of all, it's a CBO. It's a one campaign setup, right? So you have your CBO, you have a control ad set with winning ads, right? Where you pull in all of your winning ads that you formerly had and that you're creating on a weekly basis. And then you have dynamic creative ad sets, where you use the 3-2-2 method. It's not my method. This is a method that I learned from Charlie T, very, very well known, at least in this marketer niche, well known guy who spent like hundreds of millions on Facebook. And this is something that I tested personally and I see working, right? This is why I recommend it to you. So it's very simple. 3 different creatives, 2 different primary copies, and 2 different headlines, right? And this way, the algorithm has a bunch of variations of creatives, and can basically figure out what combination works the best and ultimately gets us the best results. Exactly. Then what we do there is we just pull in new dynamic creative tests into the CBO, and we let them earn spend. Right. This is very important because this is a very good test because the creatives have to be so good that they take away spend from the control winning ad set, and basically are validated by the algorithm so that the algorithm can spend more on them, right? So we really make the algorithm work hard for the creatives. Exactly, and it's all broad targeting. So how you test then, like the frequency is, maybe I'll add this here, frequency is 2 to 3 creative tests per week, is optimal. Obviously it depends on spend levels, right? Like when you're I don't know, like you're spending 10 to 20 grand per day, obviously you want to increase the creative test frequency as well, right? Just to find winners quicker. This depends also on the case. But if you're starting really low, you might not even have to do this already, right? Because if you have a low spend level, then it's smarter to just wait for a longer time period, like 7 to 14 days, then see, okay, which creatives had, the best results, and then go from there. Increase the spends, obviously, as long as you hit your targets, and then it's getting easier for those dynamic ads to work. Other than that, like if you're pushing too many tests in there, you take away spend from the ones that are working, and especially at low spend levels, this can be detrimental to your overall results. Okay, then what do? We turn off the ones that have a CPA that is too high, very simple, and we promote the ones that work into the control ad set with the post ID. All right, and now we're in the ads manager. I'm just going to show you how this looks like. All right, so this is one account that I want to show you. And as you can see here, it's one campaign. Don't let you be irritated by those filters. This is literally just what has been active there. So this is the only campaign that is running there. So here, when you go inside, we have a couple of ad sets, and I'm going to walk you through this. So as I said before, like we have one ad set which has the control, right? Which has all the winning creatives up until this point, right? When we launch this campaign, or our clients launch this campaign, in that case, they basically took the best working creatives and put them in there. And then you can see that there are DCTs, which is standing for dynamic creative tests. So we have dynamic creatives, ad sets that we launch into this campaign, right? And as you can see, for example, here, like the initial ones were run for a longer time in that case because the spend amount was not that high, and we decided to do just like a baseline test in the beginning. And now they added some new creatives, right? So you can see here, those were launched yesterday or the day before yesterday, actually. And they're now slowly starting to earn spend, right? And this is something that is very interesting because like the easy thing is basically just going into looking at the ad sets and looking at, okay, for example, this one here had a CPA that was way higher than our control. So we turned this one off, right? Now, when you go inside of each DCT, we can do this as an example. We can do a breakdown. Right, you do this here, you do the breakdown, and then you filter by image, video, and slideshow. You can also go here, image, video, and slideshow, to understand, okay, what is actually the the image that has the best cost per result, right? Because in some cases, as in this one, I always sort by amount spent. That's what I tell my students all the time, to see the highest impact creative. So here you can see, for example, you have 3 different creatives in there, and for those creatives, like you have one taking up way more spent than the other ones, but we have one that actually has the best cost per result, right? So instead of turning off the whole ad set, we will take this one, right? This ad creative, and pull it into the control ad set, right? So you not only do this here, you actually also check out, okay, what kind of text work best, and choose the winning combination of primary text, creative, and headline, right? This winning combination you choose and pull into your control, right? So this is the way we test creatives, and I would recommend you to test creatives, because it's a very, this way you're really using the power of the Facebook algorithm to help you find winning combinations quicker, and it's way easier for you to set up, right? Instead of having 2 different campaigns, then I'll show you the alternative way also now in a second. But instead of having this, right, instead of having to upload every single ad creative and then pulling it from there into another campaign, you just have everything on one view, right? And as long as your overall cost per result is right, you just go ahead and increase your budgets on this campaign, and Facebook automatically distributes your spend across your dynamic tests, right? And if you see that a dynamic test is earning a lot of spend but not bringing in the cost per results that you want, or is having a very high frequency, for example, then you can just obviously turn it off. This is the work that we have to do there. But other than that, that's a very clean setup. So yeah, hope you found it interesting. And now I'm quickly going to show you the other setup. Just going to switch the view here. All right, back to this. So as I said, this way you're really leveraging Facebook's AI. And this is also for you very good, because you're not so much focused on trying to hack things on Facebook and trying to be smarter than the algorithm, but you really focus your efforts on and your energy on creating the best creative assets that you can create, right? And yeah, I've seen countless of ad accounts over the last 5 years, and this is really one commonality. The ones that were super complicated, right? They were the hardest to scale. Because once you're starting to scale, then the question comes, okay, where should you scale? As soon as you start, and this is not like to tell, I can tell you this from experience, right? I started like that. I started with hyper complicated setups. I had accounts where I was managing like 70 to 80 campaigns at the same time, and scaling to 30K per day. But I can tell you, like, I was losing a lot of sleep in this time. I was building Excel sheets on how to determine which campaign is the best today. And while this has its place, it had its place in the timeline, let's say, or in the evolution of the ad accounts, but now it's nothing that I would recommend to anybody, right? You really want to focus more on creating the best creative possible, and also the best post-click experience possible with the right offer. So this is where your energy should go, and then it's getting really, really easy to scale, right? And to manage the ad account, the spend also. So just quickly, the alternative way, you just have a CBO evergreen. This is where all your winning creatives from testing go. Then you have your ABO testing, where you manage the budgets on ad set level. and every new test is a new ad set, very simply, right? But the downside is that you're not really using AI to compound learning in your CBO and also on ad set level, and it just takes more time to set up. So if you're starting out new, I would definitely directly implement the new setup. If you currently have a similar setup to this one, I would just slowly transition towards the setup by adding tests here into the CBO and see how this performs, right? So just to make it easier in terms of transition and not kill everything in the ABO testing, because there might be some stuff that is working. All right, so yeah, I hope you found that helpful. Like, my goal is really with those videos to give you as much value as possible, so that you can implement it by yourself, because I'm very convinced that, like, just through talking with a lot of e-commerce founders every week, that most of the agencies are really scamming you, and they're really taking a lot of money for really bad work, and or very old structures in terms of how they set up the ad account and stuff like that, which is not really beneficial. And I think with the right training, and not only I think, I've seen now through many case studies that it's actually very possible that you grow to where you want to grow with your own in-house team. So if you're now, let's say, between like 50K and 100K per month, but you cannot really make the leap, maybe you even have an agency. This is what a lot of clients that we've worked with have experienced, but you're not really happy with how they grow, how they take care of your creatives, how they take care of you as a whole, and you feel like you're not number one in their agency, which happens a lot of time. You're not getting the attention that you deserve and need to scale to the next level. Then we can definitely help you, as we already help dozens of e-commerce founders to get to multiple seven figures, just by training and building your in-house team. For that, just book your free implementation call, where we walk you through a personalized roadmap. We share our best working creatives with you, and even do 10 ad creatives for free if you qualify, just so that you can see how this would look like for you. And this is not like a pushy sales call or something like this. This is literally to give you value and to see if there's a potential fit, right? If you're not yet at the 50K per month mark consistently, then just join my free school community. I have the links to both of those cases below the video. There's a full free course including creative templates, all the good stuff to get you to the first 50 to 100K per month, and also a community of fellow e-commerce founders where you can ask questions, and I post some more private stuff there in terms of exclusive stuff, let's say, in the group. All right, so hope you got value out of this video, and my biggest wish is that you, with this content, you really take your brand to the next level. So let me know if that helped, and comment below. I'll comment on all comments. So looking forward to that, and take care. Bye.